What's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I am just here going to make another quick video for you guys. Today we're going to be working on some pick three front pair double, so double front pair. So any numbers that raise into, let's say, if the number was like 556 or 772, 773, you know, just any numbers that have a double in the front. It doesn't matter what the second number, the third number is, but as long as the first two numbers, just like this, 665 is a front pair double, right? Or let's see if there's any other ones here. Those are the only ones that I see here. These ones are back pair double. See, the two in the back are double. So we're gonna go ahead and look at some numbers here. I'm not gonna use I'm just gonna use some random numbers here. And we're going to go ahead and get into this just real quick with you. So right now we're in 2023. Let's go into 2022 of past history numbers. So let's see what we can find here. So let's go ahead and pull some numbers and look at some front pairs. If you guys see anything here, like there's one right here. All right, so 880 goes to 180. That's in February of 2022. So that's the 13th. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get that number. The number is 880, and we'll go ahead and put that aside. So we'll go ahead and work with that. So let's go ahead and pull that, put it in our story sheet real quick. So it's going to be 880. And here are the pairs. There's a double eight, says 80 and 80. Because this is a double, it's going to literally set it up to where like this one becomes a triple, a double and a zero, double zeros and an eight. Same thing with this. And it has a root sum of 7. And if you add both together, it's a total of 16. And the mirror numbers here is 335. The best rundown to use on that would be the 223 because it's a tight double, right? So that's the way it's set up here. And the mirror numbers for the pairs would be 33, 35, and 35 because it's 888080. Right, so that's the way the pairs are set up here. So the mirror and just yeah, just look out for the either it's gonna be rolled back into a pair or a mirror, so those are sometimes the way the pick three plays. So let's go ahead and put it in our chart. So we are looking at 223 rundown. So we'll go ahead and put this in. And we're gonna go ahead and put 880 here. 335. 335, and the date on that is the 13th. So we're going to go ahead and use number 3. I'm going to put it in here in this box here because this one highlights all my threes. So we'll go ahead and update that, and we'll go ahead and run it. So there it is. All right, so that's an 880. So now we're looking for the 13th number and the next day's number that populated after the 13th. 880. So we just got to go down and search for the 3. The 3 is here. And it should be around the 3 somewhere that should have the 180. So the 3 plays here. So 180 is here against the 3s. See, all the 3s are here. So just don't count just this 3. You got to look at these sheets on this side too. So this one has a 180 here. And look at this. On the mirror of the 3 is the 8. And it's right here, 108. Just straight cross. It comes in at 801. 801, 801, 801. It's all crammed up right here. All right. But if I was the way I play this is I move this 3 into this box. So let's see, let's try that. But this number is probably going to change if we do that because we're using the mirror numbers of 667. So if I put the 667 here, and then it'd be a 112, 112, because we're trying to keep the whole setting the same. So now the 3 all flipped around to this side. So now let's look at the chart again. It probably changed out. The 801 is still here. See, still attached to the 8 of the mirror inside of the 3. 801 here. See, it's a 3 this way. So it carries around the 3 itself, all the way around. 801, 801. But let's say if we're playing the mirror side of it, of how the 622 off the mirror side of, let's say we put the 2 up here. And let's say we change this to the 7 here on both sides. Now, you see 801. 801 is still sitting here. So you still have the 2. 801, this is the mirror of the 6, because the 122 here, but the number that came up exactly is the 880. The 880 is still down here, right? So 801, 180 still played off of that exact number that came out. Or if you mirrored it, it's still in the mirror side of it here, and it played this way, 801. Right, so it's always going to be attached to the 8 or the 3 here, because this mirrors one another, right? And it always attached to something else here. If you play it off on this chart, you'll still probably find it. This one says 801 this way, which comes back down this way as well. 801, and guess what? It's still attached to the 3 here. 801. 801. Right? So just don't look at it from different areas. Even like on this side, the 108 came on this side on top of the 3. It flipped around and it's now on this side because this here is this here reverse. Right? See the 7 is here, 6, 6. So everything is flipped around on this, and this is the 7s here. Right? So it'll still play back out on the side. So just look at the big picture of it. Just look at it from different perspective of what's going to play. So that's how this one came up as on the 13th as 180. Right? So let's go ahead and search for some more. See if we can find another one. Front pairs. Here's another one. 988 to 850. So let's put that in. We're still going to use the same chart, but this 998, which the mirror number on that is 443. See, it's all the mirrors here. And let's put that in. So 998, 443, 443. Let's run that and let's go look at the date here. So this played on the 20th, right? So we're going to go ahead and change this one right here to a 0. And there it is. There's the 0. So now we're going to look at some to see if anything changed off of this sheet without changing anything else. So let's look at it here and see if we catch anything off guard without changing or flipping the numbers. So they look at the 0 here. The 0 on this side of the spreadsheet, the next day's number is 850, right? So 850. So here it is, 850 off the 9. 850. It goes down 80. So if you mirror one of these, it'll been 850. So 850, 805, and even up here again, this one is 800, but then it crosses here, 805. So literally played off the mirror side of it. So if we put the mirror here, you'll see the bigger picture. So let's do that, 998. Okay, so there it is, right in the smack in the middle, 805, because it's 850, right? It's still attached to the 9 here, but we're not looking at off the 9, we're looking off the zeros. So let's pull this 0 into this box here. So let's do it that way. So it's going to be 884, 339, 339. Now we got the zeros here. See, the whole thing switched around here. Now it says 800. But if you come down here, the mirror side of it is 805. See, so we flip the 0, but we can always flip this around too, where we can put 889, 334. So now we flipped it around. The 5 is up here, 88805. Down here still stays at 800, right? So this one is a bigger, clearer picture because it straight plays down this way. And if you go look around that whole other charts area, 805 goes this way. See? So that 800 goes this way, 805 goes this way, still plays off all the zeros because that's the date, is the 20th. Everything says the 20th here, you see. Up here's the same way, all 20s. So all around the 20th, so it mentions, hey, this is the date of the 20th, so it's going to play something. It might play 802, 805, 402, 805, 802, 822, you know. So you choose around that to choose your number. So, but that's how this number came up on this one for the 998 number that played on March the 19th, which this number is for the 20th. All right, so let's try maybe a couple more. Let's go down again and see right here, 007. Let's try that. 007 is the last date of the month of March 31st, which plays into the first, right? So it goes into April 1st. So let's try this. 007 552 552. So now we're going to be playing the ones. So we'll go ahead and play the ones here. There's only a one down here. But then again, all these numbers are triple going across. 6 triple, 1 triple. So now we got to search. And the next pairs of numbers. This is showing here if there's a straight line going across, that means that maybe the number is going to play straight across. You know, sometimes these triple will let you know there's going to be a number that's playing across. So the next day's number is 099. But we didn't change the date or anything on this one yet. But this one shows here 099. But it didn't take the 3. It's on top of the 3. See, 99 is across. Right? It's telling you that the triple, the 9s are what's playing here. So it's 009 over here, 009. But if we will play, so that's the next day's number is 099. Here we go. So down here. See, the first is in 099. Right, so 99 here. So let's flip this around. So let's put the 2 here and flip the mirror side to down here. Same thing, 099 is still the same area. This one changed to a 5. Both sides are now 5s. But if we would play the mirror side of the number, the 007, that would be a 552. Then I would mirror this on this side. So this is the actual mirror of the number that has been played. So let's run that. Now it just moves the whole chart from here to here. So now you'll see it. So 900. But let's move the 1 into this box like we normally do. So let's put 775 220 220. So all the ones are now here. And now we're playing for the 099, so it's still up here. 990 still across the ones. All right, so 990. But this playing off of the ones here. Still attached to the 9, still attached to the 1. 6 over here is attached to the 9, 9, but it can go up this way, right? But still attached to the 6 here. You can even probably play on this side of it, 990. So that's the way this one played out. But if I was to, let's say, flip this around and put it this way, now it's 9009. See? But this one's supposed to be a 5. 90. Now it brings it all the way to the top. Still attached to the 6. Because you gotta understand, 223, the mirror number, the only ones that's going to change is the third number because it's a 3. The other ones are 2s, it still stays the same because these are all the reflection of the mirror numbers itself. Make sense? All right, so let's just do one more, and that's the only one I can do. Let's see, let's try another one here if there's any more. Front pair, here's another one. April 13th to the 14th, 855. So we'll go ahead and go in here. 885 is the number. See, 885. And then we run that. The mirror is 330. And then the pairs are down here. Then the same run down 223. 223. So now we're going to go ahead and fill this in. 885, 330, 330. There we go. And now we're playing for the 14th. So we'll go ahead and highlight all the 4s. And again, a double, all the 4s are going straight in a row, going straight across. And it's telling you that maybe the numbers that it's going to come up is going to play straight. But you can't always depend on it, but sometimes it happen, right? So the next day's number was 236. So we're playing the 4s. So 236 is all on this side. 6-2. But let's flip this around and let's put the 0 here. There we go. 6-2, and then we switch this as a 5. Switch this as a 5. Right. 2-3. But the 6 is way up here, but we're playing the 4. So let's move the 4s into this box. So let's do that. So that will be 008, 553. There we go. So now we have the 4s in here. Right. Now let's take a look at it again. It is 236. So 2, 3, but there's no 1 or 6 around here. 2, 3. This would have been a 6 here, but it's 2, 3, 1. Up here is 2, 3, and it goes to a 3. Right here's a 6 on this side. Right. So let's try to flip these numbers around. So let's do the mirror here to here because I want to put the 9 up there, and let's bring the 4 down here. So let's try that. So that will be 3. Boom. So now it's a 4, 2, 3, still the same. 2, 3, 3 again. 2, 3. So 2, 3, 6 is all right here. Right on top of the 9. This one is an 8 one because it's the mirror side of it. All right. So that is the mirror, but let's try the other way around. So let's do the 8, 8, 5 because that's the original number. Because right now we're playing with the mirror side of it. So let's flip this around, and we want to let's put the 4 back in this box now. So or let's do this. So let's do 0, 2. All right, now it's 2, 3, 6, 2, 3, 6. All right, it's because we just flip the mirror around. If we keep the 5 here, then it turns this to a 1, 2, 3, 6 is right here. All right, so, but that's how this number played out. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it still works very well with the 223. All right, so if you guys have any questions or anything, just reach out. Um, and if you guys have anything else that you want to add on to, just put it in the comments, or if you guys want to share something, any ideas in the comments, that's always wonderful to look at. And if you guys have a number that you want me to play and share some inputs on that, I can always do that. So, But that's what we have here for today. This is the front pair doubles on any type of numbers, and we're using the 223 rundown because that's the best analogy for any type of tight doubles. So all the 00 numbers is the same as a lot of them, like this one right here. It's all 223 rundowns. So but that's the way I play. All right, well, have yourself a good night. Take care of yourself and be safe.